My grandma told me I got lungs like my grandfather, loud as a shotgun in the quiet of the night. She don't say this as no compliment, though. Instead, as a warning shot. 'Cause for being too loud, black boys get mutilated.
After the age of 8, because of my weight, I looked bigger, thus older, and for me that was fine. But to a large amount of the world at 9, I became a 9mm, automatically seen as a weapon, both the boy and a Beretta.
I remember seeing 12 roll 12 deep through my street. Found a boy 3 houses down, put a silencer over his nose, muffled his bang, and that boy ain't ever been the same.
When you're black, you're not a boy, you're a gun. Since 12 people engage me like a 12 gauge, I'm an assaulted assault rifle.
But what is a black boy to do when he's born with
a barrel for a mouth,
a ladder for a throat,
a lineage full of rounds, and a heart hair triggered? Tell me,
how is he supposed to remain silent, swallowing those words like bullets and not die of lead poisoning?
How is he not to sear his esophagus with all these ominous thoughts growing more populous? It seems synonymous or monotonous.
How this cycle continues is preposterous. How they'll end a black boy's life with a bang. They couldn't have made it more obvious. How they armed him at birth just to discharge him at will.
See, my neighborhood didn't have many dads, but it had forefathers, each one from a generation of old that knew the weight of barbells, jarred jails, far hells, and scarred cells, knew the way this world would turn Black Boy Beretta, deem us super predator, to make us easier to deal with. Because how do you disarm the boy you've weaponized? The answer is,
you don't. You just dispose of the evidence and criminalize his character.
I look like a gun because I am the black down the barrel of history, staring you in your karma. At 16, police officers drove up on me and my friend, guns out. They saw no firearms, but our skin is a rebellion, our arms an armory, our youth a promise of war to come.
The only thing I'm carrying is my life, and that is dangerous enough. When you don't have a weapon, they weaponize your existence. They made a cross out of Christian, made a country out of lynchings, made a fire of our business.
Because once this has happened, no one will hear the words that came out of his lips. They won't care about the life he lived. They will only see a trail of bullet cases, a pool of blood, and the one who spoke this into existence.
I am a bullet with tears, triggered at work, but fired for not smiling. So I'm constantly forced into silence or the ER. Either way, I'm a silencer.
If black people aren't guns, why does the internet feed me clips of my people being murdered? But the real question is, who is more to blame for the carnage? The gun or the one who manufactured it? All guns fit the description. Gun. Definition.
Now, a weapon incorporating a metal tube from which bullets, shells, or other missiles are propelled by explosive force,
typically making a characteristic loud, sharp noise.
So before I leave my house, I ask myself, how loud is the sound of my breathing? Afraid that my breaths will be mistaken for a gunshot. Put his bang, and that boy ain't ever been the same.
When you're black, you're not a boy, you're a gun. Since 12 people engage me like a 12 gauge, I'm an assaulted assault rifle.
But what is a black boy to do when he's born with
a barrel for a mouth,
a ladder for a throat,
a lineage full of rounds, and a heart hair triggered? Tell me,
how is he supposed to remain silent, swallowing those words like bullets and not die of lead poisoning?
How is he not to sear his esophagus with all these ominous thoughts growing more populous? It seems synonymous or